Hi, family. I am Dr. Mo, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist. And I'm also the Director of Education and Professional Standards and Ethics for the Global Professional Association for Colon Hydrotherapy and Therapists. This is part 2 of a video that I did a couple of days ago titled Reciprocity versus Compensation, Friend versus Coach. Now, this is speaking to practitioners. This is not speaking to those that are receiving services from practitioners. And I may bop in between those two tribes from different perspectives so that you can clearly see the whole paradigm versus just seeing it from one perspective. So I may bop in between both of those. But what I want to share with you first off out the gate is that this conversation is definitely for practitioners who want to scale, who actually want to start being paid for their service. So there comes a time in every practitioner's career, there comes a moment of sovereignty. There comes a moment of executive-based decisions where you're going to ask yourself, do I want to be this person's friend, or do I want to pay this bill with my skill set? That's the difference. The answer to your question will determine how you move forward. The answer to your question will determine how you entertain individuals who are asking you for advice, who are asking you for guidance, who are asking you for physical services, mentorship, etc., under the guise of friendship. Now you get to ask yourself, do I want to continue moving like this, or do I want to finally start being paid for this level of service, attention, intention, etc.? Now, I did make a comment about the fact that friends have become clients, and this is just solely from my perspective, that I have had friends that have become clients of mine, and that's fine. That works out. Like, our relationship is good. But what happens to me 96% of the time is that people approach me under the guise of friendship, but what they really want is to be my client, but they don't want to pay for it. That has been my experience. So for me, I have had to make severe boundaries with my time, with my energy, how I am having conversations with clients, how I am educating individuals. And that's just been for me, because for whatever reason, people feel very comfortable. Well, it's not for whatever reason. I know from my skill set, from the questions that I ask, from the presence that I bring, from the aura that I give off, it allows people to relax very quickly. Like, that is my superpower. I can make a grown man feel extremely comfortable and like on the verge of sharing their most intimate experiences and stories, and they'll go, wait a minute, I've never shared that with anybody. Like, how did you get me to? And I go, I know. It happens all the time. Like, I have people who come into my office and we'll go into the treatment room and we're just talking, and I know that there's some things happening, and I'm easy. I'm very gentle with asking questions. I don't poke or prod or push. I invite. So that level of holding is very, very different, right? And so people go deep very quickly. They go deep very, very quickly. And everybody will turn around at some point in their conversation and go, I've never said this out loud to anybody. Like, why am I telling you? And I'll go, yeah, that's normally how it works. That's normally what happens. when people come and share space and time and energy with me. That's what happens. So what I want to share with you is that I made a comment and I said that clients don't cross over into friendship for me. It doesn't work. Now, I am in business for over 20 years. Hear me out when I say this. I am not saying that I have not made any friends from being in business and having clients. Some of my very intimate relationships are with clients I've had for over 10 years. Keyword, 10 years. These are not individuals that just pop up and then I just expose everything and then we just become best friends. These are people that I have created and curated relationships with over time because they were a client, and we mutually agreed that, she's cool. Like, I've been to people's houses, their weddings, divorces. That's a interesting one. I went to a client's divorce party and I was just like, this is a thing? We do this? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I supported her. She was grieving, of course, but I went. So I'm not here to say that you cannot be friends with your clients. I am just simply saying that if you want to be in business, if you want to have a business, if you want to have a brand, there are executive decisions that you have to make, and then you have to stand on them. Otherwise, you don't have a business, you have a hobby, which is totally fine. It's good. But there's going to come a time in your journey where you're going to want to cross over and you're going to want to be paid for your services. Bartering works if all of your needs are met. That's the thing. Like, if all of your financial needs are met, then bartering works. But if you have bills that are due, you bartering a massage for eyelashes is not going to work. You see where I'm going with it? And I have people say, well, I can barter this and I can barter that. I completely understand that. But there comes a time when I have to pay rent with money. So if you're constantly bartering all month long, but you have a storefront, you see where I'm going with it? Bartering is not your source of income. Money is your source of income. Well, and I'm going to change that around because you are your source of income. God is your source of income. So I'm going to shift those words around. Money is what's needed to pay the bills, not bartering a service. When all of your financial needs are met, then bartering makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I've had some students reach out to me. They're like, Mo, well, what about, I've had clients that became really good friends. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I am just simply saying to be aware of how often it is happening if you want to operate as a business. If not, you have a hobby, and that's totally fine. Just decide on what you want to do. And here's the other thing. You can change your mind when you decide. You can change your mind tomorrow, within the next hour, within the next second. It's up to you. As long as you are completely aware of what you're doing. So, with that being said, loves, if you would like to dive deeper into what it means to be an authentic practitioner on your own level, you can totally reach out to me. My phone number is 562-682-0818. And you have two ways of working with me. One, you can do a 3-month mentorship apprenticeship with me, or you can train with me as a colon therapist or a wellness practitioner. Either one will get you exactly where you need to be. All right, loves. Until then, stay magical.